everyone, welcome to another episode of the Alpha Life here. Now we are finally getting to a Federation Navy frigate, and we are going to be using the Fed Navy Comet. Now, what are we going to use the Comet and why we want to use the Comet? Well, first of all, let's look over at the ship tree. As you can see, it's a Galente frigate, but it's a Navy frigate, which means it has bonus to small heavy turret tracking speed and to damage. So it's gonna be almost as much damage as a destroyer, but it's in a frigate size. And what would we want to use this ship for? We could maybe use it for abyssal running, but it's a little bit expensive because it's a Fed Navy, meaning it's a lot more expensive than the normal frigates. So for abyssals it wouldn't really make a lot of sense, but what we could actually use it for is to be able to run, as you will see, I have just run it, the Bloodstained Stars, the Sisters of Eve Epic Arc. So yeah, we're actually going to be running the Epic Arc with this feat. I, of course, did not record the whole thing because it took around 4 hours to do it all. But I wanted to be able to do it in something that was smaller than a destroyer and not very expensive. So I thought, well, maybe the Tristan, but I've already done a video on the Tristan. Therefore, the Fed Navy Comet was great. As you can see, it's got a lot of episodes and it's got a lot of travel. You have to travel a lot from one place to another, from chapter to chapter. So you'll see there are 7 chapters and you actually need to move a lot and warp in and out of stuff and move fast. While in grid you have to go 100 kilometers or so just on a straight line. So I thought to myself, well, a destroyer is going to be a lot slower than a frigate, but yeah, I am going to show you how you get this epic arc. As long as you think you're ready for it, I would recommend you do it until you can actually fly Tech 2 drones and you have fairly good gun skills. You go here into the agency, you go into agents and missions, and here you will see epic arcs. Now in here you will get some different epic arcs, like the Choristas one, the Galente one, which is only for Omega, the Caldari one, also for Omega, Right to Rule, also for Omega, Wildfire, also for Omega, Angel Sound we could do as an alpha, but I don't have the standings for it. And then the Sisters of Eve, the Bloodstained Stars. So yeah, it's really good, especially for starting players, or if you're not exactly a starting player, but you need to fix some of your standings. Maybe you have been running those missions with the ships I have told you about. And as you can see, for example, I used to have very low Caldari state standing, and we got a very huge bump, 0.84. I was almost on the agents restricted line for the Caldari state. So yeah, we are actually very good gain in standings just for completing that epic arc. And yeah, as you can see, I actually just completed the epic arc an hour ago. But yeah, I took a little break before recording this part of the video. But yeah, let's move on to the feat for the Fed Navy Comet. Again, you can run this in a Catalyst or any other destroyer, I believe, but I do recommend the Fed Navy Comet or to run them in a very strong frigate because there's gonna be a lot of travel involved and you really want to be able to get from place to place rather fast and warp in and out of things fast and be actually able to move fast even on grid. So yeah, let's start up with the feat. I'm gonna here it is, the feat list, so that if you want to actually check it out you can. Let's see the drones there. Okay, so we are going to start off with 2 Modal light neutron particle accelerators. These are the ones that I used for the Dagon fight. You will see that in a little bit. I pre-recorded it. But yeah, these are the ones that I used for that second to last mission for the Dagon fight. It's a really important fight and it's a very well, hard fight, because he will try to nuke you, he will be able to deal a lot of damage, and you want to be able to orbit him really close. So we were using railguns for the entire epic arc, except for the last mission. We actually changed into these blasters, Modal Light Neutron Particle Accelerator ones. Then a small Ghoul compact energy Nosferatu. Why an energy Nosferatu? Well, because as I told you before, I am pretty sure that he nukes a little bit, or he takes Capacitor out of us, and the feed is not cap stable without the Nosferatu. It has around 8 minutes, but I just wanted to make sure that it was extra cap stable. So yeah, the Energy Nosferatu I think is a great inclusion in this feed. Then we're gonna move on to the 1MN YS8 Compact Afterburner. To be able to move fast, we are gonna reach 1110 meters per second, which is really good, especially for those rooms where you just have to approach things with the Afterburner on and you don't have to kill anything. It's really good. Then we're gonna move to the X5 Enduring Stasis Webifier, just to be able to keep Deacon still in the same place without a problem. Also, we're gonna use a small compact PV acid cap battery to help us with that cap stability. Two Tech 2 magnetic field stabilizers. You can use Tech 1s, but since this is a fairly expensive ship, it's a fairly expensive feed, I thought I would just go for the Tech 2s, because Navy ships are a lot more expensive, so why not? Let's get that extra damage. As you can see, we get 205 damage, and 157 of that is just with the guns. Then we're gonna use a small 1A Enduring Armor Repair. I never had a problem with armor during this entire run. Of course, I am not a new bro and I have pretty high skills, but no problem at all. You can run the Scissors of Eve Epic Arc several times, and I would recommend one of those times to at least save you time, actually running it in a Comet if you're caliente like me. Then a Damage Control 2, again just to up those resistances because it helps a lot. For the rigs, we're going to use a small capacitor control circuit 1 to help with that cap stability, small hybrid burst aerator to do a little bit more damage, and a small auxiliary nano pump so that our repper actually reps a little bit more. Now, what else are we actually going to have to use in this feed to be able to run the entirety of the epic arc? So let's first of all start with the guns. We're gonna move on from blasters the entire epic arc, and I do recommend that you start the epic arc with these ones. I ran it all with 150 Prototype Gauss Guns, of course. Two of those. I do have some Fed Navy Antimatter Charges, but I took out Degen without the Fed Navy Antimatter Charges, so we are good with the regular antimatter ones. What else are we going to need? We're gonna need, I think it was they give it to you, an analyzer. I don't remember whether if it was a data or a relic analyzer, but they actually give you a civilian one. You don't need anything else. So yeah, that actually works. You don't need to buy one. But what I did need absolutely is an expanded Cargohold. I used a Tech 2. Let's take this one out for a second. I used the Tech 2 because it got me up to 184.9 meters cubed in the Cargohold, because I had some stuff already in the Cargohold and I didn't want to leave it at the station, but you actually come back to the exact same station. So you can definitely run it with a normal expanded Cargohold 1. Without a problem, you will get 170 meters cubed, and you can just leave everything else in the same station. You will get back into that station, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I'm gonna put that in the Cargohold. I'm gonna take it out and refit the magnetic field stabilizer. Of course, you can, instead of using Tech 2 modules, you can use the Tech 1 or the Meta modules for these ones, but I do recommend for the DPS you actually go for the Tech 2 modules, because the DPS will help you, especially with Dagan, because he takes a while to take down. Now, let's see how about our cap stability. We are technically cap stable, but I remember that Dagan actually takes Capacitor from us. I think he uses not a Nosferatu, but the other one, which is electronic warfare. Where is it? Engineering equipment. Yeah, here it is. Energy neutralizers. I believe he uses energy neutralizers, at least for the latter half of the fight. And I do recommend you're more cap stable than just this. Of course, this cap stability is good enough, but with the rail ones, we will be a little bit less than cap stable. If you want, we can actually check that out right now. And of course, the feed I will leave you in the description will be with everything that we will be using. As you can see, we're not cap stable, but 8 minutes is more than good enough for pretty much anything. Of course, remember, railguns do shoot out farther, but they are a lot slower in the tracking department, so that's why we're going to be using the Stasis Webifier, just in case. I don't really need it. Through the entire run, I used it once or twice, but we didn't really have any tracking issues, no problem, and the drones, of course, are a really big help. I am running, as usual, Hobgoblin IIs. You can just run Hobgoblin ones. You will find different enemies with different resistances through the epic arc, so I just recommend Hobgoblins 2 because thermal is usually a rather good damage to make. And yeah, that's it for the feed. It was fairly easy. Of course, I did not record the whole thing because it was 4 hours, and even though I could speed it up, it was going to be torture for you guys. But I do recommend running it, and definitely do the epic arc. You're gonna have a lot of fun time with it, a lot of time, especially if you are not trying to run it as fast as possible like I did. You're just gonna enjoy it, you're gonna learn a lot of stuff if you're a new player. So yeah, run it, have fun with it, enjoy it, and don't take as much time with a destroyer that you usually take with these destroyer feats that everyone suggest you use. Of course, they are cheaper, but I believe that the Comet actually did a very, very good job, and I really like the way the Comet looks. So yeah, let's move on to that final recording of us killing Dagan, because that is the main part, well, the most difficult part of the epic arc. And yeah, it's not really a problem, it just takes a little bit of time, but those blasters really come in clutch, and those drones do too. So yeah, let's get into that recording. So we are currently fighting Dagan, and yeah, it's apparently going to take a little bit of a while with this feed, but I wanted to be able to run most of the escalation as fast as possible. We are currently at a runtime of 3 hours 39 minutes. Of course, I took a few breaks in between, but I stopped the clock in those breaks, and yeah, you can absolutely do this entire epic arc within 4 hours, so everything should be good to go. We're just orbiting Dagan. Everything seems to be going okay. I have some Pet Navy ammunition in the cargo hold just in case that we need it, but we might actually have to use it. We're using the blasters. We used the railguns for the entire rest of the epic arc, just because it's easier to shoot things from afar than to get close to them and shoot them and then move close to the next one. But yeah, let's check out those resistances, and they are pretty high resistances. But yeah, we're slowly but surely taking him down. And I think I'm definitely going to speed up this part of the process, since Dagan is mainly just a big boss with a lot of HP, just trying to get him down, because he can hit us, we're doing alright, the Nosferatu is keeping us cap stable. Ultra cap stable, I think we are over cap stable, but yeah, basically we're just hanging on, waiting to take him down. Should be fairly easy. I will show you just in a little bit. See, the Nosferatu actually makes us cap stable with everything running, and since we're not taking damage, I'm not using the armor repair, and I'm not using the afterburner because it could sling us a little bit farther out from our small orbit, and because we're using blasters, we only have a 1000 to 4000 range, so I want to be as close as possible to actually make as much damage as possible. I think I'm gonna get the master level sound just a little bit lower, but yeah, we are just slowly but surely taking Dagon down. And just so that you can actually see, I ran the entire epic arc right now. I have been doing it today. That's pretty much the only thing I have been doing because I have some spare time. But yeah, we can definitely take down Dagon with our Fifth Navy Comet. And it's been, I mean, it takes a little bit of time, a few minutes, but no problem with that. Yeah, absolutely no problem. Just use your drones. Remember to use your drones. Sometimes I forget. Ooh, no. Sometimes I forget that we have the guns. But yeah, use your drones. Use your Nosferatu. That's really, really important so that you don't get your capacitor low. But as long as he cannot hit you, you shouldn't really have any problems. So yeah, just the Nosferatu, the guns running, the drones on him, and a few minutes later, Dagon is down. So yeah, let's move on to the last mission of this epic arc. Yeah. Uh, uh, so yeah, I'm not even gonna change the guns just because it's the last mission. As you can see, we are finishing up everyone. Our man Dagon was the last one. So yeah, we're just gonna keep on running it. If you have any questions whether or not I actually have done it today, look at this. Absolutely all ran today, all of the epic arc. So yeah, don't worry about it. All ran today. We are at the 3 hours 45-minute mark, getting ready for the last room. I wanted to do it in the Comet instead of a Catalyst just because, well, running it in the Catalyst would have taken a lot longer because you have to warp to places and the frigates are faster, and we would have had to use a micro warp drive in the Catalyst or in any other destroyer to be able to run it almost as fast as the Comet. So yeah, I think I wanted to search for a feat that I could actually use here. Do not fire. What's going on? Okay, do not fire. We are gonna not fire. And yeah, you just drop Dagon there. And yeah, that's it. We're done. That's it. That's the last mission of this epic arc. Whew. It's been a little bit of a long process. I ran it, I think 2 years ago, the first time, and I didn't remember it being so long and so annoying. But it's not that bad if you are not trying to do it in as fast as possible. If you actually enjoy it for a new pilot, it can actually be really, really good. We got a million ISK tick there, and yeah, I think that's it. Yep, that's the Sisters of Eve finalized. Oh, we still have to go do a lot of jumps to somewhere. Mm. Okay, yeah, no, apparently that's it. So, yeah, let's get back into the station, shall we? I've actually seen Dagon go down. I wanted to show you how you can actually see a new Bro Catalyst fit. It's a little bit lower skills. It says that you can actually run the epic arc with it. It's the suggested by the community fitting, but as I told you before, I actually wanted to run the epic arc in a frigate, and I thought the Comet was the cheapest and best way to actually do it. Considering DPS and cost. But yeah, you could actually try up this feat from the community. The problem I see with it is that it uses cap boosters. And it's still not cap stable with those cap boosters, so it will really be really cap unstable, extremely cap unstable, and it also uses a micro warp drive. There you go. Now it is cap stable. But yeah, I would definitely recommend you try it with the Cormorant, or if you're not there, ISK-wise, you can just use this 4 million ISK catalyst and try your first run, and 90 days later you can actually rerun the entire epic arc. I had already done it once, admittedly 2 years ago, but yeah, every 90 days you can actually do it again, and it'll help you a lot with your standings with one of the 4 empires. So I really do recommend that you actually run the epic arc. Eventually you can test yourself, you can travel around, you can find out new things or interesting pockets in space, and you will actually get some lore out of it. That's one of the best parts of the epic arc, the lore you actually get from it. But yeah, I wanted to use the Fed Navy Comet in this series for something, and something that I wasn't using any other frigate for. So yeah, I think this was absolutely great. It was a good video. I know it's on the shorter side. As you remember, we are hitting the end of the Caliente side of the series. But yeah, you guys let me know if you want me to do any particular feats or any particular activities, maybe even any particular empire you may have in your mind. And remember to leave a like and a comment if you have actually liked my content. Consider a follow. I really appreciate you guys watching it. I have just begun making videos, and I hope I can get my editing in par to what you guys would expect, and I hope I'm getting better at it. But yeah, this has been the Alpha Life. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.